Now, the developers at Shift Up have pointed to Bayonetta and Nier Automata as huge inspirations for Stellar Blade. So much so that there's a DLC mashup with the latter available. But those are most definitely not Souls-like games. Bayonetta is a hack and slash similar to the likes of Devil May Cry, and Nier Automata is a hack and slash with some crazy shoot 'em up sections as well. But while Stellar Blade is very reminiscent of those, it also seems to adopt elements of the soulsborne games. All across the map are checkpoints where you level up and replenish your limited health sources. All the enemies respawn when you rest, and the difficulty is not necessarily for the average player. The enemies are not pushovers, and once again, bosses with huge life bars is the norm here. So why wouldn't people consider this a Souls-like? Well, it's kind of two things. First, there is no stamina bar. This alone makes combat far easier to handle, but to be honest, that doesn't take away from the overall difficulty. If anything, this is a feature that Stellar Blade doesn't need, since there's some pretty big areas to run around and explore. Even though Elden Ring has a similar feature, where the stamina bar doesn't apply outside of battle. So I'd call it a mulligan. Stellar Blade could have done that, but it's not that game changing. No, instead the real aspect that makes this game almost miss the mark is the fact that when you die, you don't lose your XP. You don't have to go and recover it, you just respawn and try again. All the enemies still respawn, and you lose items you've used so far, but you don't have to start from scratch if you die twice in a row. That's pretty much it. I do see where some people are coming from. The mechanic is a very big part of the Soulsborne series. It's this permanence that adds an extra layer to the difficulty of the game. And when you recover your souls, it's not just the relief. It also gives you the gratification of risk-reward. So yeah, this game doesn't have that. But come to think of it, this is not enough to discount Stellar Blade. I mean, going back to Lies of P, the developer didn't go all the way there either. When you die, you lose your ergo, and you must recover it as usual. But if you die again, you don't lose all of your ergo, like Soulsborne's, which I kind of prefer. Yes, that all or nothing mechanic makes for a far more tense game loop, but when you lose it, the anger you feel is something else. I mean, I remember screaming at the top of my lungs a couple times playing Bloodborne. So you know what? I'm fine with them making it less soul-crushing. You still feel the risk-reward when you recover them anyways. Hell, even Sekiro has a different mechanic here where you... Sorry, yeah, kind of went a whole tangent there, my bad. But yeah, bottom line is, Stellar Blade does not have the lose your souls mechanic. But after plowing through it, it still very much feels like a Souls-like. Every single enemy can take you down by themselves. Enemy placement is vindictive as all hell. Dodging and parrying are something you're gonna need to master, and the boss battles, oh boy, the boss battles. Wherever you read praise about this game, there is one thing that is always brought up, and that is how incredibly fun these boss battles are.